One of the French bishops who spoke out about the mass restrictions there was the Bishop of Nanterre. Bishop Matthieu Rogue joins us now to talk about it. And Bishop, we feel your pain. The Diocese of Brooklyn also had to go to court to fight mass restrictions. In France, there was a 30-person limit on attendance. You called it absurd. Why did you feel that way? And what's the latest situation?
We fought, unfortunately, in court so that the government has to rewrite the decision. It's not still done. It is being done right now. And I hope we will have at least 30%, but it is not sure. It has been quite tough, and I don't understand why. Because with the president, the prime minister, we had good discussions, and we explained just the number 30 has no sense, and everybody agreed on that. All kind of politicians and some inside the administration told that to me. It's absurd, but hence it was the way it went. So we had this decision in the court asking the government to rewrite the decision, and instead of having a number, having a proportion.
All right, yeah, that would make sense depending on the size of the church. I mean, it was hard enough to get people back into church with fears of the virus and of terrorism. You know, the attack in Nice was just over a month ago, and that's got to instill fear in parishioners. How are things going, and what are parishes doing so their parishioners feel safe?
I don't feel fear among parishioners related to terrorism. Okay. Of course, we are conscious times are difficult for big gatherings, but unfortunately, we don't have some in this moment. For big gatherings, we have people who welcome the people and be sure everything is going on in a good way. But the reason why, at the end of the first lockdown, all the people were not back in church, I guess some were afraid of the disease, some were afraid of being too fragile, some were indeed too fragile to come back, but I would say terrorism is not the main question today.
Talk a little bit about the response after the attack in Nice. There was a lot of anger, but not among everyone. Talk about the differences in the reactions of Catholics and non-believers.
Among Christians, the response was prayer and peace. Some non-believers were very angry, and it was also the occasion, and that's important for a country to reflect on the way to answer in a stronger manner to the terrorism and what is the cause of terrorism. And that's really an important topic in France today. But among the believers, the main and first answer was prayer and peace. And I think this is good.
Yeah, and after another horrific attack, the beheading of the school teacher outside of Paris, many gathered at the memorial site of Father Jacques Hamel, the French priest who was also murdered by Islamic terrorists in 2016. Why do you think that was the case?
Well, the murder of Father Hamel is a very touching memory for our country and for our church. And each year, at the date of his death, there's some sort of memorial in his parish. And the prime minister was there, and the bishop was there, of course. But I think what we keep of Father Hamel is the memory of a simple, old, and dedicated priest. And that's the main memory we keep. He died in a terrorist attack, that's true, but he's some sort of expression of the deep French Catholicism in these difficult times of secularity, of terrorism, but still he's a witness of a faithful involvement in faith, and that's the most important for us.
I'm sure a sense of comfort for many. Bishop Matthieu Rogue from Nanterre, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
If you're watching Currents News on YouTube, be sure to hit the subscribe button and click on the bell to get updates to all of our newest content, because we are putting your faith in the news.